inhale, exhale. You know, it's all about air and not taking it for granted, and standing up and celebrating being able to breathe air.
Shania Twain is still flaunting her toned legs and fit figure at 58 years old, thanks to her tasty smoothie recipes and unique workout style. Let's start by checking out what Shania does to stay in tip-top shape.
I play a lot of tennis. I love horses, so I'm riding all the time. I think just staying active.
Oh, good for you.
Shania is a morning person. When she's not traveling, she wakes up around 6:37 a.m. every day. This gives her plenty of time to exercise and get in her daily steps. And for the ladies that don't like to lift heavy weights and run on treadmills, then you'll really love the way Shania works out. She calls the tennis court her gym. She began playing tennis in 2009. Quote, "I started playing it with my son when he was about 7. I was already older, in my early 40s. With tennis, I forget that I'm working out because it's a game. That's really the secret sauce. As Shania said, when you get lost in the game, you don't realize how much energy you've expended and how many calories you've actually burnt. I'm concentrating more on the points and having fun." Shania plays about 5 times a week, but her general fitness advice is pretty simple. Do what you love, so it feels like burning energy instead of a job. Another activity keeps Shania, especially her legs, really fit, but more on that in a little bit. Maybe the most important part of a fit lifestyle is what you put in your body. When it comes to dieting, Shania has to really fight her initial urge to eat a ton of junk food. Just take a listen to her simple dietary philosophy.
I just have to fight eating a lot of my favorite foods like French fries and any carbohydrates, which is a real drag. And, you know, I have to just try to dominate my diet with more proteins. That's my discipline, keeping the carbs down.
So, for breakfast, Shania is a big believer in starting her day right. And the first thing she does before she even gets out of her PJs is eat breakfast. Although she prefers it in liquid form. If I can get raw coconut water, my morning drink is coconut water, avocado, and apple in a blender. It's a smoothie. If I don't have access to coconut water, it's blueberries and almonds. That's one of my favorite things to eat. I try to eat first thing in the morning when I get up before I shower or do anything like that. In fact, she is so disciplined with her smoothie morning routine that she brings her blender with her everywhere she goes. And judging by her touring dates, that blender has been all over the world. Shania is also big on getting in her veggies. She incorporates greens into her daily diet, keeping it natural. I make sure I'm eating greens every day and nuts and food that's not processed. I stick to a mixture of real raw, whole food items every day. Shania follows up her super healthy breakfast with an even healthier lunch. Her diet really depends on how busy she is. If Shania is ramping up toward her tour dates, then she'll be more disciplined with what she eats. This is what Shania had to say about her tour diet.
Well, closer to actual touring, I get more and more discipline. It's a gradual thing. I mean, I don't burn out on over-discipline way in advance. Like, I mean, you gotta live.
Yeah.
There's a point where I start weaning out French fries. And yeah, I know, it's terrible. And I start weaning in my green smoothies.
Okay.
But she never gets so strict that she isn't enjoying her life. After all, what's the point of traveling around the world if you can't try out some delicious delicacies? She loves her vegetables for lunch. Along with this, she favors lean protein options loaded with non-starchy vegetables like lentil bowls, quinoa, chickpeas, and salad. Shania also lists soups as one of her favorite go-to lunches on the road and loves to snack on cheeses for an extra protein boost. Shania also enjoys her snacks like us normal people. Her favorite go-to snack is peanut butter, and if not that, she'll settle for some dark chocolate. Sometimes, Shania also follows a one-meal-a-day diet, and in that case, she saves her meal for dinner time. Shania avoids eating starchy foods like rice, pasta, and bread to maintain her excellent physique. If you end up eating bread and rice and pasta to satisfy yourself, then you're probably not necessarily eating healthier. You might be sparing yourself some of the downsides of eating meat, but you're not necessarily benefiting yourself by eating the starch. She is also a dedicated vegetarian, but she still balances clean eating with the occasional indulgence. She has previously raved about her love for dill pickle chips and will reward herself with her favorite food if she has been particularly active or eaten well. And although she tries her best to avoid starchy food, she loves pasta as well as French fries. But she balances her cravings by keeping those foods for her cheat day.
You have cheat days though? We all have to,
Oh,
right?
I totally do.
Yeah.
My favorite junk food is dill pickle chips. It's a Canadian thing, but I love dill pickle chips. I have a lot of cheat things, but I try to balance it out and reward myself when I know I've done really well.
On days when she is keeping it clean, she'll end the day with plant-based options like tofu stir-fry. But it's really her special smoothies that keep her so fit. We've already talked a little about Shania's obsession with smoothies, so it's only right to take a deeper look into some of her favorites. As well as nuts like walnuts and almonds, Shania will bring a veg-based smoothie with her on the go, so she doesn't snack on unhealthy options. I stay away from junk food. I make that avocado smoothie. I have a blender in my hotel room everywhere I go as a filler between meals so that I'm not starving all day. To avoid the bag of potato chips, I'll have one of my smoothies. So, next time you have a craving, try making an avocado smoothie and see how you like it. Another one of her favorites is what she calls root shake. This protein-rich drink typically has avocado for satiation, banana for energy, almond milk, and raw spinach. Sometimes I'll just use a protein powder or I'll use a protein drink that I mix in with the almond milk, and it's a good hefty portion. Mix these smoothies with an active lifestyle and you'll start seeing the results Shania obtained. Getting back to the fitness side of things, Shania keeps her figure thanks to tennis and 2 other special activities. The first one is pretty simple and universal. She loves going for long walks. She finds walks to be energizing. In fact, she always has a set of walking shoes on her. To make her daily steps count, she will choose to walk if her appointments or meetings are nearby. This is a super smart way to burn extra calories and stay fit. Other than walking, Shania credits her strong legs to horseback riding. If you follow her on Instagram, then you'll have seen her riding her horses. She owns several horses and finds the activity not only physically healthy, but also helps her clear her head and find peace mentally. When you're as active as Shania, you also have to find time to relax. More and more research is coming out about the importance of sleep. It seems like Shania was a step ahead of everyone because she truly prescribes to the idea that sleep is the best medicine. However, she wasn't always so diligent about her sleep. Thanks to all the traveling, she found that it would turn her body clock around often, and sometimes that means I lose sleep. And boy, when you don't get your beauty sleep, your wellness definitely gets affected. Once she began to notice the negative effects of lack of sleep, she started to make sure she was checking off that box. Sleep is one of those low-hanging fruits that you can grab, so make sure you're getting plenty of rest. Part of health is also taking care of one's skin. Besides regular exercise and healthy foods, Shania incorporates skincare into her daily routine.
Oh, yes, my skincare secrets. One of my favorite things to do, first of all, olive oil is the base of all my best skincare experiences.
She keeps her skin looking ageless by following a relatively uncomplicated skincare regimen. I exfoliate every day, I wear sunscreen every day, and I use a C complex as well. That's made a huge difference with my skin. For Shania, using expensive skincare products doesn't necessarily guarantee perfect skin. That's a relief to hear. Instead of overpriced products, Shania prefers to use homemade products for her daily exfoliating purposes. It's very hard to find an exfoliator that I really like, I tried so many. I have tried very fine sand before as well, but it's a little bit too abrasive. Sugar works well because it softens with a little bit of warm water and it's not sharp on the skin.
I literally take olive oil from my kitchen. I'll usually keep about like a quarter cup in the bathroom all the time, and I either use sugar or salt.
Her beauty regimen is surprisingly simple. There is one product that Shania has found useful. She has said she can never go without olive oil. Olive oil is everything. I'll mix olive oil with any lotion for my body. I use olive oil on my face when I'm cleaning. I use olive oil on the ends of my hair when it's dry. It is the star product in my life.
Mix it together in my hand, and that's my scrub, my body scrub. And then I'll often just wipe very gently the grains off the skin.
Mix that skincare routine with Shania's health and diet regime, and all the puzzle pieces fit together as to how she stays in such tip-top shape at 58 years old.